What's happening, people? There, man. Welcome back to another stream. Chelsea fans, why the overreaction? Palmer was ghosting and is ghosting since January, apparently. That's what everyone's saying. Maresca, huge lesson to learn from this weekend. And in Nkunku exits, I'm seeing 85% for Simmons. I'm seeing like he's close to coming, then he's not. It's all confusing. Welcome back to another stream, man. Subscribers are going up, 40 left from 2.2 thousand followers, which is very, very good, by the way. Very, very, very good. We're begging every who join in and tap in every single stream. That's the main thing, man. Today we've got Dev, Cal, Andrew, and your favorite Rob all joining today. We're going to talk on the game a little bit and more on the future because we're saying Jesse, man, bit up from Trinidad and Tobago, yeah? We've got West Ham on Friday, and we have, of course, next week games as well. So the games are coming thick and fast. Pause on that one. And Jesse can come through soon if you're active. Let me know if you're free from work. I know in that side of the world, it is like midday for some of you guys. Be up there. I'm going to bring in soon. For people, everybody who joins, because a lot of people are live right now. I love doing this now. Going live during competition times. I need all of you to smash those likes, subscribe, and keep pushing the movement. We need more and more Chelsea fans, more and more rivals in here to talk football, to talk agendas, and to have all your opinions inside the chats. But every single one of you, I know some of you are telling other streams right now, but I'm sure you'll join over when you see me going live, which is the main important thing. But we must continue with the show. Be up Deb in the background who will be joining. Bet everybody's already in the building. But yeah, the performance we spoke about yesterday, my voice was gone. I'd gone like 3 streams and I was a bit tired, but today I got a bit more energy to talk to you guys and discuss everything which happened on the weekend. And you know what? It wasn't all bad, but we didn't win the game. And when you don't win the game, there's obviously more negatives and positives. Of course, it depends who you play, what happens in the match, circumstances, the gravitas of the game as well. But I am disappointed with the draw because look at the hype. Look at the hype Chelsea were going into beginning of this game. It was Chelsea beat AC Milan. We beat Bayern Leverkusen. It was smooth football. It was very, very good football. The players are scoring goals. Barely any goals conceded. Tossing was there. The only injury we had was Colwell. And then boom. All of a sudden now, Tossing's out injured and everyone's panicking. And we play our first Premier League game with no Tossing and no Colwell. And of course, we can't create through the lines. People using that as excuses. Chelsea fans are going mad. And it's just a bit overblown. Now, I did say on my stream, I said, we can't lose to West Ham. So technically, I'm egging on the overreaction. But my own point of view isn't really talking about last game. It's more talking about the future. Because if we don't beat West Ham, I assume we're going to perform better. But if we didn't beat them anyway, then you're looking at what? Like 2 points out of 6, potentially 5 points out of 9 if we beat Fulham at home. And it's like, you haven't improved from last year. And my thing is, every single result, I want to improve by the jump. So, for example, we had the Palace game last year, we drew. We draw this year. And then we had the Fulham game last year at home, we lost. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So I am looking to improve everywhere I can. Be every single one of you in the building, man. I don't know what's going on. StreamYard on YouTube is messing up, so I don't know the numbers inside the building. I have no idea who's here. So put your comments in. Hopefully I'll be able to see them. I'll be every single one of you in the chat, man. Be every single one of you. YouTube is lagging today, so I don't know who people's in the chat. So you might need to put your comments in, and then we'll see who's involved. But regardless, this segment is I'm disappointed on the weekend, but I'm going to make it clear. Nobody needs to overreact. Don't overreact to the weekend. The game's not done. Sorry, the games aren't done. The season still moves. And that's what matters, man. That's what matters. Don't overreact. That's the main thing. I know it is, yeah. I understand. It is hard to not overreact. Like, it is really, really difficult because you want to win the game. And the way we played, it's not like it's giving, yeah, I'm ready. It's not giving, yeah, Chelsea ready to compete. I understand that. I'm in the same boat, by the way. I'm in the exact same boat. It's not giving Chelsea ready right now, but I'm not gonna go overboard and say, "Oh, we're finished. The attack can't work." And I see a lot of your comments about Gittins. I know a lot of you told me before the game, Ches, Gittins might not be ready. He might not be it. And I hate all of your points are valid, by the way. Be up Rob in the building. All your points are valid, 100%. I don't think Gittins is 100% ready, and that's why people like Rob have advocated for people like Jabby Simmons and you know who. But the main thing is that there's still a lot of football to play. So I'm not gonna act like he's gonna be like, for example, Martinelli at Arsenal. A lot of Arsenal fans are like, they're hoping, he's gonna turn it around. He probably isn't. Gittins has been one game. I'm not gonna assume he's gonna turn it around, but he does need to hit a certain level. So it's hard to judge. I did say to G yesterday, I said, if Chelsea don't beat West Ham, we haven't improved from last season. And I'm going to say it again. I'm disappointed because I want to improve. And we've matched our result from last year at Palace. So now I need to see improvement. And it's funny I got these two on here because these two were telling me 3-1 and 4-1s. And Rob even booked it. I don't know what you predicted. I predicted 2-1. I thought it would be tight. But a lot of people in the chat that didn't think it would be tight. I heard people in the chat telling me we're going to win 5 games in a row. I was like, I can barely count to 5. 5 games in a row? How's that going to happen? We haven't done that for a long time. Listen, when I was watching the game, I was just shocked how poor he was. But I wasn't like angry, like, it's all over. I still believe in the team. It's only been one game. But I would say that I'm very disappointed. I know I'm smiling, but it's kind of sarcastic. I'm very annoyed. I'll be at Dev, I'll be at Robert every single time. But what are you guys saying? We'll talk about the game a little bit and we'll talk about the future. But what are you guys saying about the game in particular? Because it was yesterday. What are you saying, Dev? What are you saying, Rob?
You can go first, Rob. No trouble.
Yeah, man. It was all around. It was a poor display from us. Expected better, to be honest, from pretty much everybody. From the wingers, from the strikers, from the creators. The defenders kind of held their own, to be honest. But I think midfielders and attackers, I think they need they definitely left a lot to be desired, and so. But also, you gotta give Palace credit, man. They are one of the most well drilled low block teams in this league. So when they decide to sit back, they not only are good tactically and well drilled, they also are very good athletes. So you can't just say we'll outpace them, we'll out physical them, but they will match your pace and physicality everywhere on the pitch. And so credit to Palace for having a good game plan that they executed to the T. But our players probably should have done better. There's a couple chances that we should have just at least buried one of the chances that we had. Trev should have done better. Esteban probably should probably squared Neto. Andre Santos should have at least tested the goalkeeper on the chance that he had. So we didn't bury at least one of our chances. And overall, we probably could have stole it and moved, but it is one of those days where we didn't bury our chances, and it cost us 2 points. But again, I'm not panicking. I'm not changing my perspective of the season. You're not gonna come against a well-drilled side like Palace every day. And watching the games in the first game week and whatnot. There's not very many teams that I'm going like, oh, if they put a low block and we can break it down, or if most teams will go toe to toe with us, and I think we'll be fine. I'm not poor game, maybe fatigued a little bit, we didn't recover as much, but we got leggy a little bit, but overall I think it's nothing to be panicked. Disappointed, yes, that would only get a point, yes, but I'm not worried, man. I think Friday we right the wrongs from Sunday, and then we kickstart the season.
No, Rob, we have to, Rob. We have to, Dev.
Yeah, I think we will. So
I heard that.
No, it's not. We will. We have to.
Yeah, we have.
I mean,
no, I'm not worried. It's West Ham.
Else 5. I really went for G. I went with G. Dev, talk to me, and I'm gonna go through that a little bit already.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are covering a lot of similar points because, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to show you what you can see right in front of your eyes. We just were very sluggish, a lot of wayward passing. Everybody already knows who were like the worst players on the pitch. I personally think it was Enzo, but I don't want to like get into a scapegoating thing or just say this or that. Just players just were not up to snuff in the midfield and the attacking area specifically. I give Josh credit for playing a very, very tough role in Maresca's system. However, this is why I told people to slow down with the let's start Josh talks and let's have Josh play week in, week out, starting that position. Because obviously against Palace, this was more so about could we break them down? Against a proper team like a Liverpool or City, it's going to be, can you survive this onslaught of attack? And that's where I don't think Josh is going to, I don't think Josh will be able to handle those tougher types of attacks, but that's the conversation for another day. In regards to this game specifically, it's just frustrating because I feel like we could have lost it, which I feel like would have been a different conversation. And at the same time, I feel like we could have won it because there was too many chances where Chalobah and Sancho specifically, to me, should have been goals. But that's neither here nor there. If we're going to talk about, like, obviously what everybody really wants to talk about, which is what happens if we don't win against West Ham. And I think that's the more, the real conversation. Because some people are going to say it's 2 games into the season, which I hear that. No, wait, hold on. I'm going to be specific. But I'm being honest about what I've seen in the last 5 seasons of the Prem. If you're not getting at least 6 out of 9 points at the start of the season, usually, unless you pick up severe form and maintain it, i.e. Arsenal is the only team we've seen this from, you're not in the title competition. So that's why it's a little scary for me. Because if we say lose against West Ham, I wouldn't say let's not overreact anymore, Rob, but we would have to be honest and say there are some problems. Do you agree?
If we lost against West Ham, yeah, obviously, if you lose against West Ham, you have to reassess and see. I mean, it's not that black and white, but I will say yes, it will alarm me a little bit if we lost against West Ham.
No. We're not doing this. If we lose against West Ham, you can definitely.
I said it earlier.
You can panic.
Yeah.
No, I'll tell you why.
Wait, panic?
Yeah.
You're panicking.
Yeah. I don't know about panic, Jess, but go ahead.
Brother.
Okay, cool.
I'm listening.
YouTube's a bit laggy, so you might be behind, so you might react a bit late. I get it. But Rob and Dev are listening to me live, so they can react straight away. I explain what I mean. So I went through it yesterday, yeah? And whether you believe Chelsea... Okay, cool. Rob, can Chelsea win the league this season? Yes or no?
Can we?
Yeah.
No.
Can. Not will, not shall, should we? Can we?
Well, any team can win the league, so that...
Yeah,
that I wouldn't...
If we pedantic, you get my point in it. Like, can we win
the league? Yeah, I know. Oh, yes. There's a good chance we can win the league.
This isn't a trick question. It kind of just leads to my point. I ask questions to, like, lead to my point.
Can we win the league? Yes, we can.
Is there a plausible scenario to you both where Chelsea can lift the Premier League? Or is it where it's just a bit too far gone?
No, it's not impossible.
Oh, yeah, cool. So the problem then is we need to hit Premier League winning form. And to win and to match the results from last year isn't a good thing because last year we struggled to get top 4. Now, the argument you can use back at me is not every single season's the same. Points aren't the same every season. Things can change. But then you have to look at your competitors. Arsenal beating United away. We haven't won there in how long? So we can already guarantee that's going to be a very tough game for us. Then we've got people like Liverpool beating Bournemouth at home. We struggled to that last season. So they're already outmatching our results from last year from our bad results. Last season, we lost against City, drew a game, and won a game. That's not good enough. It's crap. 5 points out of 9 is terrible. It's terrible.
That's why I specifically said.
Hold on. We don't have Man City at home this year. I don't want to match our results. I told you, man, before the game, I'm fed up of seeing our team do the same thing the last 5-6 years, Rob and Dev and Andrew. I'm bored of it. Are you not bored of it
I
as
hear
well?
you.
It
I
gets
hear you.
draining. I'm not even old. Nor are you, by the way. But you get my point. I'm not bitter and old. Like, oh, I must see my team win the league. Is sitting there on an old chair, grumpy. I'm just saying, Chelsea, Rob, Dev, I just want to compete in
I
the
feel
league.
you.
I'm not talking about
Because in the
champs.
you're talking about the Prem. You're really talking about the Prem. If we're
Yeah, I'm
being
not talking
honest,
about the
it's
Champions League now. I'm
yeah.
talking about the Premier League. Yeah.
The Premier League has been the same thing since, honestly, about 2019, 2020, that COVID year since Liverpool won, which is some years we look really competitive. I'm talking about in the Premier League. We look really competitive. We look like we're going for it. At some point, we might even be in a title race. But then it's short-lived because then an injury comes along or a player that was playing consistent all of a sudden just acts like they don't know how to play football anymore. And then all of a sudden we end up in a top 3, top 4 fight. Yes, this has been the last 5-6 years. So it's like, I hear you from a Premier League standpoint of saying, I'm just sick and tired of like Chelsea not making the step up to do what we haven't seen them do since Antonio Conte in 2017, which is compete for the league and goddamn win it. So I hear you, Ches, but it's only game week 1. It's just always going to be my caveat, at least while it's game week 1.
Yeah, obviously, Rob, you disagreed with me as well and Dev did as well, which is fair enough. But Rob, I'm more talking about how last season we got 5 points to 9 and that Wolves game even was quite shaky and we came back and won in the end. And then from then on in, the form got better and then we had that great run up until Brentford where we think we won like 8 games in a row or 7 games in a row, all comps. And that's when everyone was saying Chelsea in the title race. And then we had Everton, Fulham, where we drew and lost. And then we had United, Arsenal back-to-back where it was really poor, you know? So basically, last season was a good Chelsea example of the Premier League where some moments really good, some moments really bad.
Yeah.
And I just think the team is actually good enough to progress and not get 5 points in 9, Rob, and be competitive at the top from the beginning, middle, and the end, i.e., being in a title race.
Yeah. No, I hear that. I think but to say panic in game week 2, I think that's
you can't lose against West Ham and think that's
no, and I agree with you. You can't lose against West Ham. It's gonna be disappointing, but to say I'm panicking in game week 2.
Yeah. That's the only one.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Look,
I can't lie to you, man. That's
where I will understand why people will start panicking though, Rob, because it's people put their chest out so much right before the beginning of the season. Whether you were a skeptic, a Maresca outer, whether you wanted Maresca to stay in the club, whether you backed the project, whether you hated the board, there was a lot of cohesion in the Chelsea fan base, which is we just did something against Champions League winners. We just showed something. We also show that we have depth. We have to compete. So if people see in the first, and we've seen too many leagues, Rob. Obviously, we could do draw, loss, draw, win, and then end up winning the league. I'm aware. I'm just saying. But if we're being realistic, if we're looking at Liverpool and City, looking at what the environment is like in the Premier League, if we lost against West Ham, people are gonna start to panic. Even if it is game week 2, because they're gonna be their justification is gonna be, I thought we were ready to compete. I thought we were ready to be more consistent. And I think that's where it's going to start. But I honestly, I'll put money on it. I don't think there's any chance in hell we lose against West Ham. That's just me. But
no, I don't. Yeah, I agree. I don't think we'll lose against West Ham. But I mean, would it be a worry? Yes, would it be a worry? Yeah, but would I panic? No. This is why, again, this is why you see how tired players are. This is why I said I wouldn't mind just get out of the Carabao Cup early.
But hey, Rob,
man, stop that shit. Win every trophy. I'm sick of this shit.
I told you we're gonna be leggy. So I'm not interested in playing.
No, Dev, I don't think Rob's saying, he's not saying that, I want to lose. I think he's saying like, if we lost, he wouldn't be like.
If we lost, I'd be like, all right, cool.
Rob said, let's go out now.
Rob took it too far though, because I was saying play the B team, but he was saying play like academy players.
Yeah, play the shit.
Don't go that far.
Heka is scoring braces today against Man City, and Reggie Walsh is cooking, and Kafuma McQueen is playing. Yeah, play them men and see what happens.
Wait, Andrew, you there? Because there was a clicking sound before, so I had to move the thing.
It's still there.
Yeah, come back.
Nah, be the Winter Surfer, man. It gives his voice a cool effect.
That's weird.
Yeah, the audio is just messed up for Andrew. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there.
It might be his mic. Andrew,
Yeah,
check your
definitely his
wire on the where you're plugging it into the input.
Yeah, I want Andrew to come out. I want to get his opinion as well. But boys, on the game, so we spoke about disappointment at the result, and you guys don't think West Ham will be too much of an issue. But what do you think about Palmer's performance as well? No goal, open play goals since January and stuff.
That's why I said there's really no need to discuss what we already know. Palmer was poo. If I'm not even saying Palmer was poo for Palmer standards. Palmer was just poo. Like passes that he would like. We're talking 1-1 passes, not even threading the ball through the lines. Just a simple pass to your man was going outside. So it's like, nah, it's Palmer to me. Enzo and Gittins were probably the top 3 worst defenders as far as on the eye. If you were watching the game,
I agree with that.
it probably hurt the worst looking at those 3. But I'm not going to sit here and act like everybody else was covered in glory. You know what I mean? To be honest, I would only really I'd give the most praise to the center backs, even though there were shaky moments and Josh gave the ball away multiple times, because they were technically, out of all 3 phases of the pitch, the most cohesive. Like the midfield was a shambles, which startled me, honestly. We'll see what happens against West Ham, but I expect that to be fixed. But our midfield was poor by our standards.
I'd agree with Dev. Enzo Palmer. This is the Palmer segment, but the Enzo Palmer and Gittins. I don't know. Maresca didn't. I don't know if it was his tactics or what, but the people passing backwards in a kind of a circle shape. There wasn't much fizz out wide or through the lines a lot of the time. It only changed up when Esteban came on, and that's when things change up a bit more dynamism, and a bit more running at the players. But overall, Rob, what do you think about Palmer, man? Like, he hasn't been scoring for a while in the league.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is. Like, he performs good now, but he's just not scoring the goals, and we need him to start scoring, man.
Yeah, see, am I worried that it's gonna apparently this slump is gonna continue? No, I think he's gonna get GA. I don't think this thing that he hasn't scored. He scored 1 goal in all of 2025. Yeah, I think that's gonna quiet down a little, very, very soon. I'm not worried about Cole Palmer. Or Enzo Fernandez. Did they have a poor game yesterday? Yes. But am I worried about them? Nah. I think we create too much, and they're too talented of players for me to be worried that they're gonna all of a sudden fall off a cliff because they want to clear up. Yeah, I'm not worried. I actually didn't have Cole Palmer.
I'm not saying worried, but I'm like, do we need to change things up in terms of this?
Remember that prediction? I didn't have Cole Palmer to score a lot this season. I had him to create and assist a lot more. You're good, Andrew. Seems like Ganacho was hacking your sound.
Nah, it was nice, man. You were the Winter Soldier for real. It was real cool. Wait, Andrew, let me ask you really quick. I don't want to cut off Rob. We lost the game. If we lost the game against West Ham, game week 2, what would you feel?
That's what I was going to ask.
Say bad loss, 2-0.
2-0.
Andrew, for context, I think it would be, don't press the red button, but my hands will be hovering over it a little bit.
He's saying he's getting ready to panic.
The red button.
Me and Rob said concern.
Yeah, I'd be very concerned.
See? And Andrew's reasonable. Andrew, explain why.
I'm concerned because we'd only have 1 game and then there's an international break. So, and that game's against I know it's at home, but it's against a Fulham team that's tougher than West Ham.
Agreed.
So you could end the first 3 games on 2 points or 1 point or something like that instead of like 4. So I mean, I don't think we were leggy against Palace. I just thought we played too slow. I don't think it was anything to do with legginess. We just played too slow.
Yeah, I just said sluggish. The reasoning is neither here nor there to me. I'm just like, they were sluggish. They were not like simple passes that we would make in the midfield weren't making. Build-up play was poor.
They were nonchalant. They were.
The intensity wasn't the same.
Yeah, and I think that goes into. Yeah, I just didn't understand the whole. Maybe that comes from maybe the tactics was from Maresca. I just didn't understand about going through the middle when that's just Palace's like defense essentially. And also I didn't understand. I didn't see. I think this whole us against low blocks is a myth because we create a lot of chances against low block teams. It's just a myth. We just don't finish. But on Sunday, we didn't even get the chance to until right at the end. We didn't get the chance to really do anything.
Oh no, they nullified us for a good chunk of the game. Yeah,
until the end. But we didn't give ourselves a chance because we allowed Palace just to settle and.
Yeah, and literally, I was screaming at the TV. I was out there with my guys, and we turned on the switch like 86th minute.
Yeah,
and I was like, even with the late subs, by the way, because Esteval came on 54, Delap came on 79.
That's the criticism of Maresca. Yeah, late subs.
Even despite that, they still decided to turn it on the 87th minute.
Yeah,
I was like, bro, what are we doing?
Yeah, I just think it was. I'm not asking them to go blistering pace.
Exactly. Yeah.
But there was no spurts of it. Do you know what I mean? It was, and you can't play at that pace in this league like that. That's a pace you play at when you're 2 or 3-0 up. Do you know what I mean? Yep. It's like that's like if we go 2 or 3-0 up away at West Ham, then I'm fine with playing at that pace. Do you know what I mean? I'm fine with like controlling it.
Yeah, killing the game off.
You can't do that against like a team like Palace, and I'm not even mad that we dropped points against Palace because they're a very functional and informed team. It's just I'd rather see us give ourselves a chance to see why we can't create and stuff like that. And we just didn't do that. It reminded me of like both teams just needed a draw or something. You know what I mean? It was just like at the end of the season, just you need a draw to survive. We need a draw to get into the top 4. Instead of one of those crooked World Cup games where they both need a draw just to get through to the next stage.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Literally. It was just a bit disappointing because it's the way we played against AC Milan.
Off the line.
Yeah, the game's on. AC Milan.
He's watching Leeds Everton.
Yeah, Leeds Everton. That's crazy.
That's because I'm listening to some proper atmosphere unlike yesterday. I'll tell you.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I hear you.
I swear I heard phone notifications from that crowd. That's how rubbish the atmosphere was.
From the bridge.
Yeah, I heard someone's WhatsApp.
At least somebody else is saying it. It's not me.
Honestly,
you guys are.
I get pelted because I'm in America and I should.
I know.
Atmosphere, so it is what it is. But I mean that's the other thing though. With people don't like when the team is struggling like that. At least you want your crowd to just cheer you up a little bit. Like we were winning mad corners, and every player just keep on going. Let's go,
Yeah, we need to have the crowd up a bit. Yeah,
and they didn't do that. It was just they will do it for half a second, and then it goes back to being, an orchestra.
Oh.
And so
I think
Andrew, is the game good? Should I go watch it?
Leeds are battering them.
Yeah,
absolutely. The game's good still. The game's good.
Absolutely battering them. I'm going with you. Sorry.
Yeah, no, but I think for us, I think it's Maresca likes to bait the opponent into like pressing us, and then that's where you get the line breaking passes when somebody if the opponent trying to cheat a little bit, they create a little bit of gap and you pass through those lines. Mm-hmm. But Crystal Palace are so well drilled that they didn't give you that. They didn't give you those passing lanes
opportunities. Yeah,
open up. They didn't open. They didn't.
Fight
on. We're baiting you to press us. They're like no. You guys have to come and break us down. They weren't gonna bait us into pressing them, and so. Also, bait us into, bait them into pressing us so that so that we can play through them.
And they're really diligent. Look at they played against the top teams recently,
Yeah.
Liverpool, Man City, and to J23's point, what were the objectives? If you want to challenge, it shouldn't be a problem, bro. This is the problem. Last season, we drew against Palace twice. We fought for top 4 in the last game of the season. We can't be doing that anymore.
Yeah,
we literally can't be doing it anymore. I don't think any Chelsea fan would be angry if we got third and it was comfortable. But at the same time, we'd only be fighting for 4th on the last day of the season with Forest and Villa. Respectfully, no. So,
by definition of progression, if you get comfortable third, even though I wouldn't like it to some degree, that is progression. So
what's your favorite saying, Dev? You shoot for the stars, aim on the moon. You go for the league, you don't win it, you still come third. Or 4th with a high point tally.
Fourth's only
you know what?
Fourth's only acceptable with Champions League or a double cup.
Or domestic cup, correct. Because people keep saying this. People need to understand. Imagine this team goes second.
Not just 4th on its own, by the way. Yeah.
But I'm saying imagine Chelsea
if fourth,
finish.
If the top 4 is very close.
That's what I said, point tally matters.
But if it's like a 15 to 20 point difference, then it's like,
you just kind of like sustained your level.
You just sort of done. You just repeated what you did last.
Well done, you got 4th.
You just
we want to actually like strive for something in it. Then we want to go for a domestic, a Champions League.
Realistically, we shouldn't finish more than 10 points below. If we're not
exactly, Rob.
Finish more than 10 points below the league winners.
100%.
That's the ideal.
It should be a single digit. If somebody else wins the league, there should be a single digit gap between us and the league winner.
Well,
yeah.
That's where progression comes into it. It's just the point of, because then you can actually detail what was the actual issue in terms of, so what's the actual gap? Because you have to always put in the back of your mind that those clubs aren't going to stand still either. They're going to try and extend the gap or keep the gap and stuff like that. So it's like, as we're presently constructed, for me, it's not a title challenge as we're currently constructed. For me, it's a consolidation of top 4 as we're currently constructed. Now they got 2 weeks to try and change that.
Andrew, what in your opinion would change your opinion from top 4 contenders to title challenging serious contenders in your opinion?
Centre back and goalie.
Hey, say it again for those who try to keep acting like it's not a thing.
Also not playing the way we did against a team like Palace, because that can't happen again. Because Rob's right in terms of like that. If I was Oliver Glasner and I'm looking how we played, like in terms of the pace yesterday, my team set up to counter that, because I can just have because they had a back 5 really, back 3 of wing backs and stuff like that, and then like a solid 3 in the middle or a solid 2, whatever. But I'm like going, well, that's at least a point for me if I'm Oliver Glasner, because they're built to do that. And my point is that the Premier League, one of the main things that people like about the Premier League is fast pacey action, right? That slow ball is like a Serie A type of play. That pace is fine in Europe, because that pace works in Europe. It works against other European sides, but that can't work in the Premier League when you're trying to score a goal and get a win. It just doesn't work. It only works when you're 2 or 3-0 up, and you can literally go, well, we'll invite you on. Like Rob said, he's right. Maresca likes to bait teams. The problem is he came up against a team who also likes to bait.
I didn't take the bait. Yeah.
So when you have 2 teams that like to bait each other, it's like trying to put magnets together. It just doesn't work. Do you know what I mean? So you're like, or it's like the Spider-Man meme.
Which is why someone like an Esteban kind of breaks that mold, because he's a bit unpredictable.
Right, but the issue I had was when we changed our tactics to wide, is that we hardly got the fullbacks involved, and then it became, because the fullbacks weren't involved and we didn't.
It's just one player versus like 2.
It was one player versus 2.
That's because we didn't adjust.
That's about a good opening.
No, but David, the reason why is because at that point in the game, he doesn't want to go that much.
No,
for
I'm
the
saying
width.
he didn't adjust. If you're gonna go more to the width, then
It's
adjust
about-
your midfield for the width. Don't just keep the same system
Yeah,
and then
you
put,
gotta
because the wingers got isolated. Gittins was isolated. Neto was isolated. Go on, my bad.
And also, it's the
And
But
that's
this is what it
about
says in the title. Maresca huge lesson. He's gonna have now with the new tools he's got. He's gonna have to
he
learn
also
how
needed
to.
He also needed, because I don't know why he's still stuck with, when he brought Esteban on, I don't know why he's still stuck with a three-man midfield of Cucurella, Caicedo, and Enzo Fernandez. He should have pushed Enzo further forward and be the box crasher like he was last season, and had an extra body in there, because we were now going out to the wings. And we know he scored a couple of headers last season, or just his presence in the box. Like, and especially when, now he might have because of fitness, and maybe that is it, but especially like when Delap, he should have maybe brought Delap on a bit earlier, and then like said to Enzo, just work off Delap, because Delap's just literally up there. He's going to try and body people, and like, you know, work off him and be like, just work off the scraps and stuff like that. So it's very strange, because what usually happens with the manager is when we lose, we see a lot of quotes from them, like whatever, like, oh, why did this happen? We never see them with draws or like wins or anything. We never see like a load of quotes. So I've not purposely gone out, but no, I've not seen anything like ask him about why we played like that. Do you know what I mean? I've not seen him like asked about that, or
You know what? Like,
anything.
maybe we don't have to ask. Maybe we have to see. I think maybe because of the lack of preseason we had, because of the game we were playing against, I just think he maybe didn't want the high intensity kind of football in case there was more injuries. Tossing Levi both got injured recently. Maybe he was just a bit risky.
It wasn't high. It wasn't high intensity though.
That's my point. That's my point. I don't think he wanted that kind of game plan, especially.
But the problem is he came up against a team that also doesn't.
That's the thing, Andrew. I think he maybe gambled on the game state, just kind of like throwing something towards him where we just take a chance, like Esteban's, and you walk out there with 1-0 win. I don't think he wanted to.
He left it then. We left it then too late.
That's my issue. That's my only problem. I don't mind you matching their playing style and just using the extra quality we have in the game.
You looked at the end of the game, the Palace players dropped to their, you know, they just sat on the floor essentially after the final whistle went, because they were done. They'd gone on too much in terms of their tiredness and stuff, like, 'cause they were leaving gaps, because we still could have won it at the end with Santos. And I'm just thinking, like, if I don't know, it's all like hindsight and stuff like that. But
it's hindsight, innit? Because if Esteban Santos scores that, it's a good plan.
I'm betting you, like, no matter what you thought about his performance, but I think if Enzo Fernandez is in that same position, he scores that. Do you know what I mean? Not
yesterday.
No, yesterday I think.
No.
I'll tell you why. Yesterday,
I think Enzo in that position is more composed.
I think he takes the touch.
We're talking about normal Enzo, but not yesterday's Enzo.
No, Ches. Ches. I hear you, but I've seen Enzo stink out the gaff and still box crash and hit a header. Do you get what I'm saying? His box crashing is. I hear what you're saying. He was rubbish yesterday, but I'm saying his box crashing is elite. Like, he does know where to be in the right places. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't like he was playing crap. He just looked very like lethargic and a bit slow.
Yeah, but he's in that position. If he's in that position, he makes a better decision than what.
I agree with
shot, no. I'll give you this. If Enzo takes that shot, even yesterday, that shot is on target. I put it to you like that. That shot is on target, no matter how Enzo was playing yesterday.
Yeah, but that's because he's got better quality than Santos. Don't he? He's more composed. And that's a quality.
Different qualities in different areas. Agree.
Yeah. According to this fan base, the quality is not. It's not that big.
Yeah, no, but Rob, we can't use that as like an example to prove why Santos isn't good. We know it's probably going to happen. People, don't panic. And Kuki's probably gone. I think he goes next few days. I'm
Listen,
after yesterday's game, we need a Xavi Simons. That's the kind of game where, hey Dev, I'll tell you who scores that chance. Xavi Simons scores that chance. Xavi Simons scores that chance.
I think it's cheeky, but I think it's, you know what, I'm so glad they didn't take a loan option like Chelsea. I think they're so cheeky, these foreign clubs that come over, that like when we try and sell a player, it's always loan option they try and take first. Whereas us, we go over, they charge us like a premium for like
Oh.
shit players and stuff like that.
Benfica, even on good players, charge you a premium period.
Charges like the premium. These cheeky buggers put like
Whole players on ransom, tell them you can't sign.
It's like who makes me laugh? These Dortmund's the worst. They take in like probably like £200 million each summer for their players, and then like only want to pay like 17 million for Carney, Chukwuemeka, or like a loan or something like that.
Remember Inter when we bought Lukaku for them for £95 million, and then went to London went to sell him the next year to them, and they were like 30 million euros.
It makes me laugh that
what? We just bought it for £90 million from you lot.
I
only
afford
30 million this summer.
I don't really entertain these Italian clubs. They always claim they're broke ass anyway. Like they're so cheeky with each other. They'll take each other's players on loan for like 2 years, like that, and then it's just
sell them for profit. Hey, talk about it. Inter Milan, AC Milan, talk about it.
Selling for. Listen, I think book value for Nkunku's between 40 and 45, which is fair. Considering he hasn't really ripped up any trees and he's into like 3 years or 2 years of his contract or whatever it is or stuff like that. I think that's fair for him to hit that market and stuff like that. It's just
100%.
Overall, I don't think it. I think it probably gets done. It definitely gets done before the end of the window, but it's
surely.
Yeah, guys. You know what's so funny? The window. The window
shuts 2 weeks tonight.
It closes quicker than people think. It closes next week Sunday.
2 weeks.
Yeah, next week Sunday. It's not that long. Yeah. It's not that long, and that's how quick time moves, and that's why, going back to the conversation, we're all disappointed with the draw yesterday. And yes, it is better than a loss, of course, but we expected more. But I'm not panicking yet, of course. That's pathetic. That's the whole reason why I put overreaction in the title. We don't need to overreact, but of course we need to see a win against West Ham. We beat them last year. We've got a better squad this time round. West Ham are probably even worse. There's literally no excuse not to go and beat them after losing 3-0 at Sunderland. Come on.
Yeah, and remember, Sunderland's a brand new put together team as well. They made a lot of signings, and they're just promoted. So
zero excuses. We get cooked. Yeah. If we get cooked by rivals because we lose or draw, I will not be here defending the club.
West Ham, he's only won. He's won 5 out of. Is it 5 out of 28?
I'll put it
19. I can't remember.
I'll put it this way. Please don't lose that game.
He hasn't been there for that long.
Just to make life easy, to not have people arguing with each other, to not have questions be asked. Please do not lose that game against West Ham. Get a win. I'm saying it right now. Listen.
Yeah.
They get a win against West Ham. We can proceed talking as usual, business as like everything will be fine. Even I don't want to draw, but even a draw could be something we could talk about. But a loss is, I'm being specific. A loss is very. I hear you, Chez. I'm not saying panic, but I hear you.
No. Trust me, it's not listen, the red button, Rob, you know in the movies, yeah, when they're running through like Mission Impossible, and the red button, you need to press it in time. I'm doing this. Like, I'm there in it. And the time is going 3, 2, and I've got to press it. Do I press it or not, Rob? Do I press it or not?
No, it's too early.
And we lose the count.
Like
3.
If we go like winless in 5, then I'll be like, yeah.
Quick, all banter aside, like talking real football. That was a good Crystal Palace team. The way they packed up in the midfield and the defense nullified a lot of what we do. West Ham are shit. I'm not even trying to take the piss or disrespect the club. I'm saying right now, what I saw in that Sunderland game, they were toying with them. They should have won 5-0. So for me, I'm not even saying we're going in there that's just overreaction. I'm not even going in there with the we got to smack them up. But we should be seeing at least a 2-goal, like a 2-goal win, like a 2-0, a 3-1. Like it should be comfortable. Like it shouldn't. I'm not even saying this even if people are still struggling, we have too many options. There's too many options on that bench. So in West Ham, if it's 0-0 and we're coming up to the 45th minute, and we got injury time, and it doesn't look like we're getting anywhere near to scoring, we need to make the proper subs early. That means taking Pedro off early, do it. If that means taking Palmer off early, do it. I'm not of that type of belief. I think you should keep Palmer in at least 65, 70 minutes. However, do what you need to do to get that attacking impetus against this low block, because it's going to be a fucking low block. I don't think any of us are thinking differently, right? You think they're going to come to play?
It's not even a good low block. That's the thing.
Yeah, West Ham. That's the thing, though. I don't think West Ham are as resolute.
Let's go on this
They're not
well.
resolute. It's just that's what I'm talking about. It's like this low block thing. It's just we this low block thing's a myth with us. We create a lot of chances.
Yeah.
I'm not having this low block thing. It's just like finishing them off. Even if we only create 1 or 2 chances against low, but it's just finishing them off. We still create the chances. West Ham's not a low block. It's just the formation looks like a low block. They just don't play a low block. There's not a lot of
They're not resolute. The shape's not good.
Not a lot of pace through the middle either. I don't know who plays fullback for them.
Wan-Bissaka, and they got the new brother who's like the left back who can cross the ball like a
this stinks of doo-doo.
Yeah, that guy, that youth guy.
Right. Okay.
Oh, boys, if we lose this game, look at this team.
Yeah, that's what I said, man. I'm not going to sit here and act stupid. Like, if we lost that game, it's a concern for me. I just wouldn't panic.
Our bench team, our second team with like Santos, Gusto, Josh, they beat this team.
Look at that midfield. See that midfield there? Paquetá, Rodriguez, and James Ward-Prowse. They're not as athletic as Wharton, even though I don't think
Hughes gets about.
Hughes gets about more than Ward-Prowse. Like, and then you had who else did they have in there? I mean, they played back 3.
As Andrew literally said, West Ham are shit. Point blank here. Like, Crystal Palace are a good for real. Crystal Palace are a good team. Crystal Palace, even if they finish 8th this season, no one is going to change my opinion unless they lose Eze and Gui that they are not a good team. So when I look at West Ham, I don't see West Ham finishing anything above 12th this season. And that's me being nice.
It's arguable that West Ham's team was better last season when we beat them 3-0, and we're better this in terms of paper.
Yeah, in terms of squad.
We're better on paper in terms of especially attacking wise. And you know, that was very early. I think that was very early in the season.
It was the 4th game.
Game or something like that.
Yeah. And then we beat them 2-1. Is it 2-1?
Yeah, and then when we beat them 3-0.
No, we beat them 2-1 in winter. We beat them 3-0 away.
We beat them 2-1 at home
in summer.
Yeah, 3-0 we beat them.
The 3-0 we subbed on the bench like 60th, 65th minute.
That 3-0 was early. That 3 was early because Jackson was
Rob, like 4 games in. 4 games in.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It took Palmer and Jackson off.
Yeah, like this time last year.
Palmer.
We cooked
half an hour.
Jackson scored that brace. He chose Trevella goal, and everyone was like, "Wow, he could finish."
Remember, Jackson and Palmer were combining like mad.
Palmer, yeah.
And then that goal Palmer scored was nice. Like he finessed it near post, then hit the post and went in.
The keeper.
Nice
the keeper should have saved that though, but yeah, go ahead.
The point was we went 2-0 at half time, and then we went 3-0 very early, and he took Palmer and Jackson off with like 30 minutes to go, and then we played that walking pace. So we played on the count a lot. But we played on the count.
They did have a few chances, to be fair. They probably should have got as well.
We played on the counter a lot, but allowed, because we were 3-0, it allowed us to play that pace, and that pace is fine when you're 2 or 3-0 up, because you can conserve energy, move on to a harder game in Fulham the week after.
Yeah,
and that's what you want. So I don't.
100%. Yeah.
I mean, even like a controlling 2-0 win is very fine. It's just
that's what I said. Yeah.
Obviously, if we can really just keep Bowen quiet, and then I don't see what they do.
100%. We're tossing back.
I don't see how we don't keep Bowen quiet.
I think Tosin comes back. We'll have basically our fit 11.
Because I'm not even trying to do the jinx or the voodoo stuff. I would be confident even if Tosin wasn't back. Like, just from what I saw West Ham week 1, it's that.
You know what it is? I want to say yes, but after that performance of a week, we have to just.
No, I know. It's the Chelsea curse, man. I know what it is, man. You don't want to say, yeah.
And football is a sport where it's what have you done for me lately? It is that kind of sport.
Yeah, very true.
Like, you can't just ignore what you saw yesterday. As much as
I know.
someone like,
Listen,
you know,
I'm not ignoring it, but this is the thing I have to do.
But
It's
do you
a
know why I say this,
standard.
though?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. Do you know why I say this? It's because who remembers the Game Boys? We played at home with them, and we were in terrible form. And look how that game played out. It played like we were in terrible form.
Yeah.
Remember? Like, it was very tight. They were winning the game with Bowen's shot. One chance in the game, they scored it. I think we missed 3 chances or 2 chances.
Gilt edge chances. No, yeah, you're right.
We missed clear-cut chances. With Jackson missed clear-cut chances. They score with 1 shot. And I when the, like Rob says, the stadium goes quiet.
That was the if you remember, that was the last day of the January transfer window. We wanted a striker, and then Jackson and Guri got injured in the same game.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It was that game.
Yeah, and Palmer scored he crossed it, so
own goal. It was an own goal.
That was when both our strikers got injured.
Came off in 5 minutes, I think. It was like 5 minutes,
and they were out for like months.
Who scored the second? Was it Cucurella that scored the second?
No, Neto scored the equaliser.
Far post. It was like basically Enzo had a shot, got cleared off the line, and then the ball bounced to Neto and he ran in and scored.
And then Neto put the
and then Palmer scored right after. Yeah.
But Chez, people were shitting on Neto even last season, and he came up with a lot of crucial assists and goals. Fulham, the volley, like people got to put a little respect on Neto's name.
He's got like in him. He's like a big game player. He's got that kind of like confidence.
Yeah.
You know, like arrogance.
Yeah.
But even yesterday, he created 2 big chances for the team. He had a decent game, like quietly went about his business.
Yeah, he was the better of the 2 wingers for sure.
But the problem is, Dev, because he's not top level, when he has a good game, it doesn't mean you win the game. Whereas if Palmer has a good game, it means you probably win the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I get what you mean. The effect on the team. Yeah, I get what you mean.
I mean, I'm not worried about West Ham. I think if we get the business that we're supposed to get over the line, I'm not really worried about about much, especially from an attacking point, because any of the 2 guys that we're linked to at this point would have been useful in yesterday's game.
Yeah, right? I hate it, but Rob's right. Unfortunately,
in yesterday's game, and once when you get them, you get more variety, more options, like even off the bench, even in the starting 11. I know Andrews is min-mugging me, but it's all good. if you get both, it gives you another option, right? It gives you another option, because against tired legs, you bring in a Garnacho. It's a different ball game. Like, if Palmer is tired, you bring on Xavi Simons, then you get a different option. And so one other thing that I thought we were missing yesterday was shots from outside the box. I don't know,
and that's what gets Xavi Simons and Xavi Simons is good at.
Yeah, I thought the Joao Pedro, the Delabs, and the Cole Palmer, and all these guys, I think they should have been more brave and taking some shots outside the box and trying to.
They couldn't. I'll tell you why they couldn't. Because their passing was crap. That's why.
Yeah, I mean,
even like Palmer's passing yesterday, even to like. There was 2 simple passes to Gittins. He's right beside Gittins.
Yeah, I saw that. That peed me off.
You ever hit both of them?
The passes,
Hit both of them. What are you?
What's going on?
No, but I'm telling you, when a team plays like this, like, it just screams the manager told them to not do something. I'm telling you, he probably changed something and told them not to go maybe too hard, or we're going to try and do the tactical, see them out, make the spaces open. I'm telling you. Because they were all sluggish.
That's fine, Chez, but the issue was he came up against a guy who was doing.
I know. I think because Glasner got in his head, drew against him twice last season. I think he tried to do reverse, like we're going to actually keep it calm.
He probably watched Glasner in those 2 cup games against City and Liverpool.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So how many chances they got on the counter against Liverpool and against City?
Exactly.
Yeah, no. I don't have my center backs. I don't have the pace in the back. I don't. Yeah, we better eliminate the counter.
But the issue I have is, like, they very rarely, when they did counter attack, like the strangest one was for me was they counter attack early in the second half. As they got the ball, and if he sprayed out to the right hand side, they were in, right?
Yeah.
But as they for some reason
he overhit the ball. I remember.
No, No, he decided to shoot.
Yeah, it's
Oh yeah.
yes. He thought
Off the line thing. He thought he was off the line. Yeah.
It was like even the commentator.
I thought they were gonna score there. I was worried.
Even the commentator said, "Why has he decided to shoot? He had to break up." And it was like, and then that's where my thing was like, okay, from like about the 60-minute onwards, I don't think Palace. I think Palace were just settling for the point.
Yeah,
and that's when I would have gone. That's when I would have brought the lap on, and I would have bundled Enzo up top like for like 10, 15 minutes, right, and gone just work off the lap, just be the box first, because you had Cucurella and Caicedo basically in the middle. Do you know what I mean? And it was fine. And just see.
Like we said, Andrew, it's hindsight. If Santos scores that chance, we'll see.
If Chalobah scores that chance,
Chalobah or the lap shot as well, straight to goalkeeper. If he scores that chance, we'll go very soft. You know, so it's one of those days. Bad day in the office. Let's see how he plays.
It was just hard to fathom. You know what I mean? It's like we don't play like that. That's the problem.
That's the problem. Yeah.
The problem. I don't mind even playing badly. You can find excuses. I don't like playing boringly. That's my problem. That's the worst crime you can play is boring football. Now,
you saw his face when Leeds were putting it on them.
under classic, in his pomp, Mourinho, you could take it because you won like silverware at the end of it or stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? You could take it, you go, okay, you grind out. I don't mind doing that, grinding out at the new camp like a 1-0 win and stuff like that, because that's fine. Yeah. But like I can't abide by boring football, and that was like pass, sideways, back. It was like
Hey, we were doing this last year. I remember when Enzo was compared to every midfielder, and everyone was quiet. Let's not go off one game in it.
Yeah, they gotta start doing this with Reinders and all that stuff, and then
Reinders isn't even a centre mid; he's an attacking midfielder.
Wait, and very quickly, when Reinders has a shit game in the next 2 games, people are gonna be sensationalist and say he's a shit player next. I tell you, what's about the modern game that's so overreactionary, man? Like acting like you've never seen a Premier League season
social
before.
Media, innit?
It's so crazy to me.
I was in another group chat, and it was only 20 minutes in, and someone went, "Yeah, we can't play Gittins ever again." It was like 20 minutes. I was like 20 minutes.
Oh my days!
I was like,
they had it in this chat, Andrew. They're like, "Oh, Gittins, he can't play. He's not developed."
No, but it's like now they do the 007 gimmick in pre-season friendlies for new signings, and I'm like going, "What?"
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, what are we doing here? It's just mad. It's just mad.
That is crazy. He said we can't.
Like they wrote off Gorka as yesterday because he didn't play well, right? But they've just written him off already and stuff like that.
Like he's not going to score 10 goals minimum in the Prem this season. Like he's an idiot.
A hat trick against Leeds or something.
Even Wirtz got.
Oh yeah.
He's not going to be good enough for the Prem because he's not physical enough to get the ball easily. I mean, yeah. All I'm gonna say is at least you can't blame Jackson this time for missing chances. You're gonna have to find out the scapegoat. You're gonna have to find out a scapegoat to blame.
Hey, the craziest part is, and I had this take. If Jackson was playing in that game, I think we get even more chances. But I think he also misses the chances. So I don't know how I would feel about it anyway.
That was it.
Jackson would have missed more.
That was it online. People were going, "Oh, we missed Noni Madueke." And it was like, what are we doing?
Revisionism stinks, man.
Wait. Did we miss Noni when he played 360 minutes straight and didn't produce any output or any chances created?
No, it's like they do the Men in Black thing. It's like make people forget what people played like. It's just mad.
No, 100%. Like you lot saying, listen, Reinders is cold, but Enter's also cold, and it's hard to compare a guy who's played 1 game in the Prem to a guy who's played 2 seasons in the Prem. Where last season
and has had better seasons, brother. You gotta put the season up before you can be comparing players. That's like when people said,
wasn't Reinders a buyout clause? as well. I think, right? Am I correct? It's
No,
like
and they negotiate the
a
fee.
release clause.
It wasn't-
Okay.
yeah, it
Now,
wasn't-
they got a
I'll
good
tell you what-
price for him. I'm not
Let
going
me
to
tell
say.
you right now. Let me tell you right now. If Reinders was at Benfica, you wouldn't have paid 47 million for him. You'd paid 80 million for him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Milan were broke. Milan were
Yeah.
broke. So they had
Yeah.
yeah, so they kind of were desperate to.
Oh, they've got like a 39-year-old Modric. He's just like, no offense to
Right,
Modric, but
exactly right. They bought
like,
Modric
come
in.
on.
Yeah, other than Modric, if they bought anybody else, I think they bought a couple center backs, but that's about it. They haven't.
Bro, they sold one of their top centre backs to Newcastle.
If they got a striker,
No.
they're playing Leao as a striker now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they got Silimakis.
Leao is switching between striker
Silimakis
and a
is good
left
though.
winger.
That guy who played against us, he's a baller. That Silimakis guy, that guy with blonde hair. I don't know where he's from, but he's sick.
Yeah,
he got an
he's
assist.
from the academy or something.
Yeah, he got
Not
an
to
assist.
bring up I wonder why we never went in for Leao, but that's a conversation for another day.
Why there's nobody going for him? It's his temperament, bro.
No,
Okay. Wait, no. I don't want to hear temperament when we're going in for Viva Garnacho, brother. I don't want to hear about no
Yeah,
fucking
but I
temperament.
don't agree when people say his temperament's bad. Based off what? Like, because United fans.
I think it's off the ball work.
If anybody here thinks Garnacho's temperament bad,
That's what I was thinking as well, Rob. I said it had to be something either off the ball work or the link up play. That's the only
that's
thing
what I
I
mean by
could think of.
temperament. You just sometimes you be bothered, sometimes you can't. You can't have that in your team.
Yeah, you cannot work in an elite team with an elite coach like the Pep and the even at a high level club, a Pep, a Arsenal with Arteta.
Yeah, you're right.
Nick, even Enrique. You cannot imagine you going in Enrique's system and don't press. He got rid of Mbappe because Mbappe didn't press.
And they won the Champions League and a treble, so he's justified. Like,
you cannot play for these high level teams if you can't press. Like even in Portugal, he doesn't play much in Portugal either because Neto works harder off the ball. So the coach prefers even Pedro Neto to play off the left.
It's got to be something though, because it's not like he's like not for sale. They would accept like a fee for him.
Exactly.
It's not like an untouchable or something like that. No, it's like no one's gone for him. You know, no one.
Yeah,
like,
but Bayern.
I hear it. I just the skill set.
They have the money.
I'm talking about as far as the strike package and obviously the dribble work and the speed and the pace. Like you would think the skill set would translate to our system, but then Rob brings up the point, which is what I thought was either off the ball work or the link up play. Must not be rated either.
I just, to me, I know he's got some very good numbers for Milan. I just
Definitely.
I don't see it. Do you know what I mean? It's like this is going to sound mad. People in chat are going to lose their mind. But I'd rather pay for like a Semenyo instead of Leao. Do you know what I mean? That's what I think
that's a controversial take, but that's not a crazy take. That's not a crazy take. That's not a crazy take.
I don't think Leao's like all that. Do you know what
I
I mean?
I think from a talent, like pure talent perspective, and his physical ability, he's like 6'2". He got pace.
He's allowed himself to.
He got all that. He got good ball striking. From an offensive talent person, he's elite. But
he's allowed
the other side of the ball,
I think he's allowed mediocrity, and he's allowed himself to.
Exactly. He didn't kick off from that great season he had.
Doesn't even get to. And maybe it's because I don't really rate Roberto Martinez as a coach anyway, but he doesn't even get to the Portuguese team. I think Neto keeps him out the Portuguese team.
That's what I said, because
You know
Neto
what I mean?
works harder. Yeah, but even you can't tell me if Bayern Munich had offered Luis Diaz money to Milan wouldn't have taken it.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, they had the money to. They had the money to.
Yeah,
buy
they got like 75 million they paid 75 million for Luis Diaz. If you go give 75 million for Leao, I bet you Milan would, in the financial position they are right now, they'll take it.
Well,
But
they'll bite your hand off for it. What do you mean?
It's just that nobody's gonna go offer 75 million. But from a pure talent, like Luis Diaz can lace his boot from a talent standpoint. But just like Luis Diaz,
look how much money Liverpool have made this summer. Not even going nearly out.
Yeah, Rodrigo is not as good as him offensively. But the fact that he just tries harder.
But he's easier to get.
Nah, but Rodrigo's press is mad, Rob. Absolutely mad.
That's what I'm saying. Like Man City is saying, if we sell Savinho, we're going after Rodrigo. It's like if Leao is there, you could go after Leao, right? But
I hear it.
But they're not, because you can't play for these high level coaches in these days without off ball.
Yeah, work. that have proper systems. Like
you absolutely cannot.
I agree.
Yeah. The reason doesn't play for Portugal is because Portugal already have Ronaldo, who doesn't do much off the ball work. So if you have Ronaldo and Leao in the same team, you're cooked.
Facts.
You are absolutely cooked.
But chat, got a cut, man. Hour and 5 minutes. Good conversation. Bit about the game as well. Parma, Maresca, all those issues there. West Ham on Friday. Everyone's going to be there. The Chelsea fans are going to be eager to press the red button. I'll be there waiting.
Not just
I'll
you.
get the phone call from Andrew and Dev.
You, good sir. I need at least 5 games before I start panicking. At least 5,
Oh,
bro.
that title, I'm going to have the visuals ready. I'm going to call it, you press the red button if you don't win that game. You know already. And we will go on panel shows.
You guys
It'll be stressful.
Hey, bless up to you guys. Everyone, make sure you smash up the likes. I'm going to go watch this Leeds game because Andrew's face, he seems
game, man.
entertaining.
Smash the likes. Subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to follow Windsurfing with
Bless
Twitter
up,
as well
boys.
on his always channels. Paul, MR Paul 2001 in Twitter as well. Myself, road to 2,200 subscribers. So be episode persons in the channel, man. We'll get Jesse on again soon. And yeah, Checo, send me a message, man. And all my details are down below. So if you want to message me on that to get on the panel, let me know what you're about. We'll see you tomorrow, guys, as per usual. You know what I'm trying to say on this channel. Sub, like, see you again. Peace.